this next one, we have Altars of Apostasy by Heaven Piercer / Hakita from the Ultrakill soundtrack. Disclaimer, we're going to be pausing a lot because I'm going to analyze and explain to you as we go because we're recording this live. So, let's hear it. Okay. Okay, so we start with, I hear 3 guitars. We have one holding the chords, and let me hear it again. No, it's 2 guitars. It's 2 guitars. It sounded like 3 because I thought one of them was holding the chord a little bit lower. So we have one playing what is called tremolo, which is, palm muted, playing holding a note, doing counterpoint to another note that is playing high above, playing the theme. So, if we get something, will we have time? I don't know if we will. That's one of the tricky parts of requesting live. I don't know if we will. We will start doing this on Fridays too, by the way. Whenever there's a Friday stream, so. So what we're doing right now, what is happening right now, is a very good, it's a very fun way of doing intros, which is you are exposing the motifs of the song. The motifs, of course, being the smallest version of your musical ideas, the seeds, if you will. And in this case, it seems we have 2 contrasting ideas, one of which derives from the other. So we have the first half of the riff, the second half of the riff, that's a way to put it. Let's see where this goes. We added a 3rd guitar. There you go. Okay, we add the drums. Okay, so we add the drums. The background guitar, the rhythm guitar, goes from doing counterpoint to doing rhythm. So, and we have this. I just love the. It's not low quality. It's low definition instruments that Hakita uses that gives the retro vibe to the game. I just love it. I just love it. Okay, so there we go. So we had this little break when we had another contrasting idea, which was just the chorus. Bum, 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 which is... Let me hear it. It is a super reduced variation of the main theme. Those chords are a variation of the main theme. Those chords... Okay, we're in second 43. We hear it from the start. So yeah, it is a cut part. You take a part, kind of like the middle and the end of the theme, and you turn that into chords, so it's still technically the first theme. It's still technically part of the first theme. Is that we're making a second theme out of the first theme. Okay, so yeah, we're doing variations on that theme. Very, very slight stuff, but more importantly, we are doing what I like to call a flying melody. We have the drum going absolutely bonkers. We have the rhythm guitar, the bass, everything going really, really fast at the rhythm that everything is going, the drums are going. And then you have the melody. Fairly slow melody. It's not a simple melody, but it's a slow melody, slower than everything else. Flying on top of the landscape, giving you that feeling that you are flying on top. And something that we've seen Heaven Piercer, Hakita, and Kijin Church do a lot is take that concept and bring you between flying on top and flying through, alternating between the two. It's very interesting. But let's see. Okay, it's a completely new section. It's almost a completely new section based on the second half of the original riff. You know the concept of hunting an animal and using every part of it? That is something I like about Hakita and Heaven Piercer. Every part of the initial riff, of the initial motif, is being explored. Every part of it, and he's making every bit of it and is making the most out of it. Hey, there's Blitz. And something that is happening here as well is that there is a surprising amount of counterpoint in here. Counterpoint being the concept of independent melodies sounding well in conjunction together. It is fairly difficult to do, especially if you do it academically, but it is the concept of a point against a point, counterpoint, contrapunto, punto contrapunto, point against point. And we don't see this too much with Hakita. Usually Hakita plays other tricks, but then again, we have noticed how every song that we've heard from Hakita, Heaven Piercer, there is one of these techniques, skills from the composers, legendary composers, because this is Bach level things. Like, this is a Bach level thing to use counterpoint, and it is used and focus. It's the focus. That's the word I was looking for. It's the focus of the track to use one of these characteristics, one of these techniques. Let's continue. Okay, so now I think for this break, it sounds like an inversion of the initial melody. So once again, we are still dealing with that original idea, but now it's inverted, it's upside down. So instead of the melody going down, it's going up. Instead of going up, it's going down. So this is textbook motific development. We repeat this part with different drums. Good. And with that small break, we just bring everything back to the start, which, again, it is something I love doing. It is the idea of bringing the first idea, bringing that first section back with the context of everything we just heard. It's kind of like, you know, those films that have the plot twist and then they remind you of everything that has been happening. My favorite one that does that my favorite one that does that is Lucky Number 11, where the ideas are there, the clues are there throughout the film, but they take the moment to just go through it again. And it's a similar idea here that we see when you just bring the original theme, but now you just heard everything else. So your brain is now thinking about those. So almost like Clair Obscur, kind of. Yeah, they have been doing something like that, yeah. Yeah, this is the first theme. Oh, this is the first theme with a variation, because now we have a an organ-like synth at the top. It's the same thing with faster drums and the synth at the top. It is the same thing. It is almost beat for beat. It's the same ideas, beat for beat with extra variation. So this time, instead of these chords that I were playing, the dum, 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 instead of just letting them play, now you have another guitar that is strumming still continuously. It is clever. The game script was written as detailed as a movie script, which the VAs loved. Good. Back to the first theme. Yep, it is a repeat, and we have this almost organ just arpeggiating chords. Arpeggiating, of course, being when you play one note at a time in a chord. When you play a chord one note at a time. Very faint, but it is there. And we're just exploring the theme again. Different themes, variations of the theme, yeah. Back here. Yeah, the variation here is a little bit more subtle. It's in the drums. And of course the keyboard going nuts at the top. This is so good. And now for the variation of that last theme before the start over. A variation of that where you started kind of like how you started the track. Because this track, we started with just two guitars. And this time, instead of the top guitar being the melody that is playing clean, that one is being strummed in tremolo. Tremolo being when you are just playing just following the very fast, playing the same notes very fast, while the lower one is now not that. Clever, because it is the inversion of the original theme. Okay, yeah, this is so clever. It's an inversion of the first theme in every way. In every way. The drums are slower now. Instead of an organ, we're using a piano. Instead of that, like, completely insane keyboard just arpeggiating at the top, now we're arpeggiating it at the middle. The bass is... Oh, the bass is still there, but... Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, really clever. Oh. Breakdown, but we're still about a minute away from the ending. Let's see where you take this. Okay, so we stopped everything. We brought in this like very low definition snare, and we're doing still another variation. We are bringing another variation, which is in contrast with the earlier. This is still part of the first theme. This is still part of the first theme. The first theme had something like this going up. This is the inversion. The first theme had this being the melody going up. Now it's the chords going down. Hug this, a genius, yeah. We have the organ. Original theme. We bring in the first theme again. But now with everything bringing up to the climax. Variation, which is theme 2. And now the organ is holding the notes down instead of arpeggiating them. Tremolo guitar. How are you gonna end this though? Oh, it's a guitar solo. There you go. That's one. Now down to this. It sounds like a fade out. A very slow fade out. Partial fade out with an echo of everything else. Not how I would end things, but of course fade outs are kind of inevitable because, you know, you don't have to end the track that way. Still, really clever Motific development. Bach levels of Motific development over here. We've seen Hakita do Beethoven, Bach levels of Motific development and just exploring this kind of thing. It's absolutely mind-blowing how good at music Heaven Piercer Hakita is. So there you go. That was Altars of Apostasy by Heaven Piercer / Hakita from the Ultrakill soundtrack. I don't know which part of this it is. If you want a track to be analyzed, request it in the comments. If you're not watching on the stream, if you're watching on the YouTube video, just let me know in the comments and we'll get to them when we can. So yeah, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.